Hello everyone, my name is Anjali Sharma and today I am here to discuss with you on the topic challenges in formulating herbal cosmetics. So let's proceed further and discuss what the herbal cosmetics are. In my last video lecture, I have discussed with you the details of herbal cosmetics. So we will have a quick review of that only. Herbal cosmetics are the preparation consisting of one or more herbs or processed herbs in a specified quantity to provide specific cosmetic benefits. Okay, herbal cosmetics, they may consist one or more herbs which are processed in a specified quantity in order to give the cosmetic benefits. So in this video lecture, we are going to discuss what the challenges are being faced in formulating the herbal cosmetics. The first one is the quality issue. If we talk about the adulteration, misidentification of plant, faulty collection and preparation, what does it mean? Adulteration is addition of some or the other part of the plant, okay? Or we have not identified the plant properly, or there is a faulty collection in the preparation, okay, or there is incorrect formulation process is being used. These are the some major problems that reduces the effectiveness of the herbal preparation. So these problems which reduces the effectiveness of the herbal preparation, they can be considered as the key factors which affects the quality and purity of the herbal medicines. What do you mean by this? This means if the plant part is not identified properly, or it is adulterated, or the method of collection and preparation is not proper, so what happens? This reduces the effectiveness of the herbal preparation, and which affects the quality and purity of the herbal medicine. So this is one of the challenge, and this challenge comes under the category of quality issue. Quality issue is one of the factor. Next is the admixture. What do you mean by admixture? Admixture means it refers to the addition of one or more article to the another through accident, ignorance or carelessness. What does this mean? If some part of the plant is mixed with the another part due to some accidental issue, or due to carelessness, or due to ignorance, the person is not working properly. In that case, say for example, stem portions are mixed along with the leaf in the drug like bala, datura, or the clove is mixed with the leaves and petioles, and these undesirable parts, they are not removed. So the known removal of these undesirable parts, what is not removed, this also causes a challenge in the formulation of herbal cosmetics. Okay, if the drying is not proper drying conditions are not adhered, means drying is not proper. So improper drying, what it leads to? Unintentional adulteration. Adulteration is occurred, that is not intentionally done, but it is unintentional adulteration occurs due to improper drying. Like if digitalis leaves are dried above the temperature of 65 degree, it causes the decomposition of glycosides by the enzymatic hydrolysis. So this is one of the challenge which the herbal cosmetics, while formulating the herbal cosmetics, we are facing. Next is the processing and harvesting issues. There are some processing and harvesting issues because there is indiscriminate harvesting. Agriculture is not proper, there is poor agriculture, and propagation methods like poor and pre and post harvest practices are poor. Lack of processing techniques, we are not using the high techniques. It leads to the substandard quality of herbal drugs. These all problems, they leads to the substandard quality of the herbal drugs. Like deterioration happens especially during the storage. If the product or the raw material, it is not stored properly, it leads to the loss of active ingredient. The API, the active ingredient is lost, the production of metabolites with no activity, and in extreme cases it produces some toxic metabolites also. So storage is one of the important factor which we have to keep in mind, that during storage it leads to the deterioration of the product. And some physical factors like air, humidity, light, temperature, they also bring deterioration directly or indirectly. They can cause the loss of active ingredient directly or indirectly. These physical factors, they also affect the activity of the ingredient. Next is the quality control issues. Quality control issues includes the standardization. If the standardization of the drug is not proper, it is the poor quality control procedures also there, and the lack of good manufacturing practices, means the formulators, they are not practicing the GMP. These are the main hurdles which maintains the quality. These are the main hurdles which affects the quality of the herbal drugs. And lack of awareness regarding the guidelines, means the growers, the manufacturers who are producing the herbal drugs, which are producing the herbal cosmetics, they are not aware. They are not aware of the guidelines. They are not aware about the rules and regulations. Lack of implementations and regulations of guidelines, they are also frequent in small and medium scale industry. The small and medium scale industry, they are also lacking these, like they are not for practicing the GMP, they are not following the guidelines. So this is one of the challenge which are being characterized during the formulations of herbal cosmetics. Next is the administrative issue. If we talk about the administrative issues, is the lack of regulation and controlling authority in the herbal sector. If you talk about the herbal sector as compared to the allopathic sector, there is a lack of regulations in the controlling authority also. Proper monitoring is not there, proper control is not there. Lack of proper monitoring and controlling, these are the absolute need for the quality of drug. That is very important. Next is the infrastructure related issue. If we talk about the infrastructure, because lack of processing techniques are not high, and trained personnel, there is a lack of trained personnel, sophisticated instruments are not there, and modern techniques are not being utilized, facility to fabricate the instrument locally, and these all are the major problems which we are facing while formulating the herbal cosmetics. Next is the pharmacovigilance. If we talk about the pharmacovigilance, proper pharmacovigilance in the herbal sector is need of time to find the toxicological data and the adverse drug reactions of the herbal drugs. Everybody, what we think is they are not having any side effects, they are not having any adverse effect, but pharmacovigilance, proper pharmacovigilance should be there in the herbal sector. It is the need of the time in order to find the toxicological data, what toxic effect these herbal drugs are causing, what adverse reactions are being occurring in the human body. So this a proper pharmacovigilance should be there. Adverse reactions, contraindication reactions with other drugs, food and existing orthodox pharmaceuticals need to be monitored properly. So this is one of the issue which we are facing. Next is the clinical trials and irrational use. Clinical trials, they are very important in this case also, since the safety is the foremost requirement with the use of herbal remedies. Therefore, clinical trials is very necessary to understand the safety and efficacy of these drugs before they are introduced into the global market. Before the formulation is being introduced into the global market, it should undergo the clinical trials in order to maintain the efficacy and safety of these products. Okay. Next is the, it is generally believed that herbal products don't have any side effects. I have just earlier discussed with you this the same thing, that it is generally believed that herbal products don't have any side effect. Okay, no interaction is there, but it is not the truth. It is not the truth. Irrational use and irrational practices of these drugs leads to various problems which hinders the promotions of such drug. This is also a great problem in this case. Next is the research and development. Research and development on the dosage, processing techniques is the key need for any drug, whether it is a herbal drug or it is a allopathic drug. Research and development on the dosage and processing techniques, these are the major need for any drug. But in herbal sector, it is quite less as compared to the allopathic sector. If we talk about the allopathic medicines and the herbal medicines, so this R&D on the dosage form is very less in herbal as compared to the allopathic medicines. Okay. Although in recent years the trend is changing. If we talk about the last years, the trend is changing, but research to understand the mode of action and pharmacokinetics improvements of monograph in reference standards for market-based analysis are necessary from time to time. It's very important. Decisive gap in the current enthopharmacological and modern medicinal plant research is another problem for sustainable, socio-culturally equitable and safe supply of herbal medicine. Ethnopharmacological, it is the scientific study of ethnic group and their use in the drugs. Okay. Enthopharmacology is distinctly linked with the plant use, like ethnobotany, as this is the main delivery of pharmaceuticals. So this decisive gap in the current enthopharmacological and modern medicinal research is the another problem which we are facing. Next is the collection of raw material. This is a very important step because this is the first and the foremost step. We have to collect the part of the plant, then it is processed. If the part of the plant is not collected properly, what happens? It can lead to the worst results. So raw material obtained from different places with varying climate cannot be treated as same, as there arises difference in the herbal potency. Obviously the herbal potency there will be changed. Collection of raw material is the first step of performing their research and also the first difficult to confront. It is the first important step which can lead to the wrong result. If the part of the plant is collected wrong, then the result will automatically be wrong. So this is because location and time of collection of medicinal plants have high impact on the bioassay screening result, because it is very important. Bioassay screening is done and the medicinal activity of the plant, it has a high impact on the bioassay screening result. So it is very difficult to prepare the reproducible plant extracts or preparation because the chemical composition in the plant are affected by many factors, like different factors. Soil is one of the factor, climate changes, some places are very hot, some places are very cold, so it becomes quite difficult to prepare a reproducible plant extract. So the preparation, because the chemical composition in the plant, they are affected by different factors. If it is very hot, if it is very cold, if it is rainy, so it affects the part of the plant in various ways. There are some other issues also, like unethical practice of the herbal medicine. Herbal medicines are being practiced by the unqualified physicians. They are not qualified. Okay, exposure to unreliable and misleading information, lack of sufficient funds are not sufficient. There is the absence of focused marketing and branding is not there. Lack of knowledge is there. Sharing also hold back to the global promotions of the herbal medicine. So these are some other issues which includes the unethical practices, like exposure of unreliable and misleading informations, funds are not sufficient. Okay, so these are some another factors, and lack of protection of the biodiversity and protecting the traditional medicinal plant is also a big challenge, because this is very important. We have to preserve our biodiversity also. The lack of what is going here, lack of protection of biodiversity and protecting traditional medicinal plants because they are being cut is also a big challenge. So here we have discussed the various challenges which we are facing while formulating the herbal cosmetics. So these are some herbal beauty care products for the glowing and healthy skin. So if you have any queries, you can ask me. Thank you so much.